There we go. Sorry about that. Just, had to wipe that thing down. Because now I can see, and I need to be able to see if I'm going to read. I don't know how to feel about this. My mind is just kind of in a state of blankness, I guess. If that makes any sense. You know what, hold on. Let me do some quick adjustments to my my status. How are you gonna read the fan fiction? The same way I read chat through OVR drop. Let's see. Ring fanfic. Oh, ring fanfic. Please. Keep quiet. There we go. Alright, so I'll have some people probably be joining me at random intervals, but hopefully they'll keep quiet. Yeah, I know, too many characters. People should probably get what that means. Alright, so let's just get started up. Camera. Oh boy, I'm gonna need to turn that thing off. Where's it at? Table chairs. Alright. So let's see. Where's I really hope the jingle bells doesn't really keep happening. Let's pretend like there's a chair over there, okay? Let's see. So then would be a good spot. Actually, I also had to make sure that I'm sitting down in real life. So there we go. Okay, so I think that jingling sound is basically someone joining. So that's kind of unfortunate. So let's see. Where's a good spot?
Hello.
Hello.
Still using that model, I see.
It is still Christmas.
Just keep in mind who please keep in mind like people joining and whatnot. Like, I'm gonna be reading such. And if you want to talk, just please try to keep it outside.
Well, the thing about outside is people can still hear inside, and people outside can still hear inside. So talking would need to be
please keep some
netherworld.
Please keep moderate distance outside then.
Okay, that works.
Yeah.
That'd be courteous.
Yes.
Yes.
I can't find a good angle for this. Like, I wish I'd spent time looking into this thing, but it was like sort of like it was either that or I'd get some more archive footage onto YouTube or continue more.
Let's see.
Why didn't you put it somewhere like right here? Like you got the fireplace and that chair right there.
Wait, does it get the fire? Well, the thing is that like I feel like it would be like a weird angle because like I'd have to be turning my head. So like I was just trying to like just kind of sit here, or rather like make it look like I'm sitting down on a chair or something like that. that kind of thing.
Right.
So I'm just maybe I could just have it at an upward angle. Hey, thank you for following. Oh, that's a really difficult name for me to figure out. Thank you for following me. Following team. There we go. I'll figure something out. You know what? I think this might work. But it doesn't get the fireplace.
We could share scary ghost stories and tales of the glories of Christmases long, long ago.
Will you use that axe on me if we don't?
Well, there wouldn't be scary ghost stories, would there?
True. Hey, Luna. What is... Oh, you can toggle with the chairs.
What? You just give this to, you just use this on people. It's acts of kindness.
Yeah, okay.
I found that upstairs.
Ask you a question about that.
Merry Christmas, Dragonite.
What?
Merry
It's
Christmas
just
to you too.
acts of kindness.
Have a present.
I'm trying to set things up here. I mean,
Okay.
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 I set that there. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, chat. Sorry, this I'm yeah, I'm kind of contemplating that. We'll just have to see. If this becomes a problem, I will just simply go into my own instance. I think that might work. You know what? I'll be over here.
Yeah.
Here's a crackling fire right there.
Hello, Doctor.
Okay, you know what? I think this thing kind of works. There we go. I feel like this one works.
Let me check.
So we can just, you can pretend like I'm sitting on a stool. We can just pretend that. All right. So let's move this out of my way. All right. Let me finally get things set up. Also, Ender.
Love you.
I'm going to double. I'm gonna really need to think about the fact that there's the constant jingling whenever someone enters. I mean, I guess the solution would be just like stop letting people in, but
One.
It'd probably be best if you did like a private, like an invite only. Honestly,
it is a private
invite
only.
this.
It is invite only.
Yeah.
Or you mean invite
is it
only as an
invite
invite
plus?
plus? Yeah, it is. That's right.
Invite plus. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I'm assuming people are going to be respectful of the fact that, like, hey, I'm here, and
I'd
people.
hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna just say, once the story starts,
So.
no one
always
else gets in.
respectful of you, my little Kirby Burby.
What?
You have faith in humanity. I have faith in my friends. How about that?
Oh yeah, humanity can screw itself.
That's good to hear, Randy. All right, so let me set this thing up so I can actually get things started here. All right, I'm finished setting up.
Did turn this radio off? Yep.
Where are we at? Come on, let me click.
Joe, can you get?
Yeah, that's.
It's just. There it goes. Because your hair was in my face.
Where the heck is the screen? Oh, there's the screen. Alright.
What kind of fanfics do you think Kirby Knight's going to be reading?
Just a fanfic from one of the fans.
Is it hair?
It's actually
Yeah, it
about
is.
him
Oh,
and,
this is gonna be good then.
Alright,
And
so what's a nice
who knows
comfortable
what
place for
else.
me?
Is hair in the chat currently?
Does not seem to be the case, I think. No.
I don't see him.
Yeah, I think Shane said that he was likely still asleep. So let's see. When I scroll this down, am I jumping? Yes, I am.
By the way, Tinder, I forgot to tell you something very important.
What is that?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Free health insurance for everyone.
Yay.
You think I'm joking?
Okay.
I hope that didn't apply to everyone in the house because I'm out here.
I don't hear any.
Listen, Demon, listen. I'm pretty sure since you're not even a fucking human, you don't even apply.
Wait, what?
That's right. Sorry, I'm a bit speciesist.
So that applies to one, maybe two people in this house currently?
Well, I mean, like,
Are
you're an
you
exception
technically
show because,
human?
you know, you're lootable.
No.
By the way, Merry Christmas, Damon.
Merry Christmas.
I make the... What's that guy that got arrested for, like, molesting a bunch of women? That Olympian doctor?
All right, so I guess
make him look like a schoolgirl.
I'm gonna get
Okay.
I guess get started up and whatnot. So
Alright. You do Mike's.
I'm not sure how to feel about like how I'm gonna how this is gonna go about and whatnot, but yeah. So welcome all to this fine reading. This very fine reading of one of Harold's classics. And by classics, I mean that man is very late. Hopefully, he can get to someone's presence today. Yeah, very late. Thank you very much for that, little kid. So yes, welcome. I'm going to be reading one of Harold's soon to be classics. Yes. So prepare yourselves, I guess, and grab some milk and cookies and bundle yourself up with something, just to keep warm and whatnot. As yeah, I don't know what kind of ride we're going for, but we'll see. Ever since he moved to VR City, Kieran had never had a normal life ever again. Or perhaps his abnormal became a normal for him. But now even his life full of insanity is put into question. For example, waking up to find you're tied with a rope on the shoulder of a small girl in a Ninja Kunoichi outfit is really bizarre, even in VR City standard. And not to mention, the girl is roof jumping through the buildings like he weighs almost nothing. He would scream and demand the classic question of, "What the hell is going on here?" and "Who are you and why are you kidnapping me?" But the gag in his mouth doesn't exactly allow for him to do what he wants. So all he could do right now is helplessly try to wiggle himself out of a surprisingly strong ninja girl. "Please be patient, honorable father, for it'll be all over soon," the kunoichi suddenly spoke. Her voice is calm and showed no hint of fatigue. The yell was muffled by the gag, and before Curry can continue his pointless struggle, he stops. "Wait, honorable father?" Before his totally confused mind could process further of what the girl had called him, he suddenly flung out of the girl's shoulder into the rooftop of the building he's at, wincing as he rolls on the roof floor before grinding into a halt. He shook his head and tries to get into a position where he can find out the reason why the girl would just throw him off her shoulder, and was met with the sight of a hulking pink futuristic metal knight wielding a giant laser blade attacking the kunoichi that had kidnapped him. The knight is bulky. Its pink futuristic armor seems to glow with power, and in his hand is a giant laser blade that's totally not ripped off from Star Wars, and a giant metal shield that's of course colored pink. He watches as the knight tries to slash the ninja girl with his laser blade, with the kunoichi evading by performing flips, leaps, and other impressive feats of agility. Despite the knight's moving faster than it looks, not once did his attacks hit the girl.
Okay.
Later, also counter
We gotta tell him that we gotta meet tonight.
the latter also counterattacks whenever a chance presents itself, throwing darts, shurikens, throw knives, and other classic ninja tools that Kirby only saw on television. Yet her attacks matter not as it keep yeah. Yet her attacks matter not as it keeps bouncing off the knight without dealing any noticeable damage. It's also here that Kirby can fully see his kidnapper. She's petite with long dark blue hair tied into a ponytail, and her eyes gray in color, wearing a tight black bodysuit and a long red scarf around her neck. Surrender! The knight suddenly yelled with his robotic voice, ear- earning back the attention of Kirby. Your your weapons deal no damage to me. It points its laser sword at the girl, proud and mighty. Kunoichi seems to scoff at an metallic knight. You underestimate me, Knight of Metal. What? The ninja suddenly leaps forward in a blur. Kirby's eyes can barely follow her. He could hear the knight curse in its metallic voice as he tries to use his shield to block the girl charge, but was taken by surprise when she jumps over the shield as if already expected the move, and she aims her fingers at the knight. The sound of machine guns echoes through the city. Kirby's eyes widened when he saw the girl's fingers light up. Fingers point light up as it spews bullets after bullets at the knight. Haroldie, maybe you should have gotten some more sleep when writing some of these things. Now, Kirby knew why she didn't have a problem carrying him like a sack of potatoes despite her size. She's a freaking cyborg ninja! I was forged by the flame of Kakegutsuchi. A blade sprout out from the side of her arm. Reformed in the shadow of Yomi. She dashes forward, took a swipe at her armored opponent. The blade screeches as it clashes with the knight suit. She backflips away before her enemy could bash her away with the shield. I am the wielder of the cursed bloodline. Chaos bend before my will. Proud daughter of Carbonite and Shadow Shot. The Cyber Kunoichi, Kagemaru. She then proceeds to do a pose that some people would think is cool. And there's an ad that pops up on the screen, blocking my view of the screen here. Commercial break, I guess, for a brief second there. It's the ad is in my
I almost
way.
choked.
No, go away, ad. There we go. I guess some people want to be seeing this. Let's say, okay. Back to this. It's a very cool, cool looking pose. From the girl, the girl from Log Horizon, the ninja girl. So commercial break over. Dun, 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 dun. Wait, daughter of who? I see. So you too. The robotic voice was heard again. No, even if you are, nothing changes. As Crown Prince, I will not lose. The armored sword and board wielder stabs its laser blade into the roof, clenched his arms into a fist, and then touched the place where its heart is beating in a salute manner. I am Hikari, prog- proud progeny of Carbonite and Fruity, Prince of Grape Garden, Protector of the Weak. Then he pulls his blade out of the roof floor and aims it at the ninja, posing himself like an action figure. And this very, just letting you guys know, there's a very cool picture of a cool armored person. Huh? They both stare. Their gaze did not move from each other, and their body tense for action. We are at an impasse, child of Fruity. The Kunoichi Kagemaru speaks. We both know what our goals and the stakes of our actions here. There is no compromise for it. Yes, you're right. The knight Hikari agrees. Yet if one were to listen closer, they would have noticed a sorrowful tone underneath the computerized voice. Our goals are so similar, yet so different. It's sad. If you're here, then you must be prepared for the possibility. Kagemaru leans her body forward. Our reasons to be here are noble. Do not mourn on it. The Kunoichi eyes narrow. You'll disrespect the others like us. Hikari bitterly laughs. I apologize. I only wish we do not have to do this. He too went into a stance, shield the front, and sword at the side. And I'm sorry. Me too, the Kunoichi responded. Now, let's dance duet of blood and death and decide the victor. Come, child of the Witch Queen. Then they charge at each other with a battle cry. Their spirit and will can be heard like the howls of proud wolves. This clash will decide it all. The sudden cry of Kirby paused the two combatants as their gaze quickly went into their father, finding the redhead wrapped around by mechanical tentacles and a pair of hands belonging to a woman, in a tight black bodysuit and a weird helmet that the tentacles seemed to be connected to. My daddy, I finally found you. The woman snuggles to the tied up and totally freaking confused Kirby closer. You don't have to worry. I'll protect you from. Get away from him. Kagemaru leaps toward her father, but then she felt something hit her stomach and threw her to the opposite way. It's the knight that intercepted her from being thrown off the building. What the? Her tentacles. The knight informed the ninja as he helped her on her feet. They are surprisingly fast. Kagemaru's eyes narrowed as she observed the said things that had almost thrown her off the building, moving slowly and calmly like snakes. Those disgusting tentacles. Disgusting tentacles? How rude are you, little doll? I have a name, you know. It's Asmodee. The tentacle woman, Asmodee, seems to stand in midair, supported by the many mechanical limbs that she used as makeshift legs. I just can't wait to deal with you in that punk metal. Imagine your expressions as I toy with you in front of Daddy. Oh, how joyful it'll be. She shudders in delight at the thoughts, much to the dismay of Kirby, who is still freaking confused. It's a very interesting looking image of a tentacle person, the mechanical tentacle person. Makes me think of a Geth kind of in some way. Anyways, the other two also. The other two does not look pleased. Truce, truce, and the battle begins. Hikari charges forward with the shield in front as a woman's tentacles rushed forward in high speed. He grunts when he felt the mechanical arms hit his shield, feeling the high force of power of the impact of the device at such high speed. He noticed from the corner of his eyes that one of the tentacles tried to move around his shield through the right side, and, not wasting any chance, he slashes at the incoming tentacle with his laser beam, expecting that it will cut off the mechanical arm, but was taken by surprise when it only hisses at contact but didn't go any further, and they bounce against each other. There was no comma in there. What? It can deflect plasma? Gah! He's cut short when Ninja uses his body as a springboard toward their father. Kagemaru's legs Kagemaru's legs mech shift into a jet as she rocket propels her way to her father. Taste the chaos of despair, you octopus wannabe! Karakuri ninjutsu! Mechanical ninja art. Shadow Shoku Misayaru. Shadow shock missiles. I screwed that up. From her back too, small missiles. I'm sorry. Just that's a poor reading of those attacks. Let me try that one more time. Karakuri Nichitsu. Shadow Shoku Misaru. There we go. From her back, 2 small missiles sprung out and was subsequently fired toward her foe in a high speed. What? Missiles? You might even say hidden missiles. Asmodee uses her remaining tentacles to intercept the missiles as quickly as possible. She expected the missiles to explode and create a fiery large explosion upon impact with her mechanical arms. What she did not expect was for the rockets to blow up in a large plume of smoke. Smoke? In her surprise, she was caught off guard when an arm with a black cable blasted through the plume of smoke and grabbed her on the face. Before she can react, the arm retracted toward the smoke where a certain Cyber Kunoichi was waiting for her. 5 gun fingers await her beyond the smoke. Die, you fetish tentacle play! The gun roars to life as it spews out bullets after bullets at the incoming target. But her foe won't die without a fight. Asmodee twists herself and uses the momentum to swing one of her mechanical tentacles at the Kunoichi, who was forced to block it with her last hand. The force of the swing was so strong it was enough to hurl Kagemaru off to the side, the attack resulting in weakening her grip to Asmodee's mask, in which she just plucked out the extended arm. You have missiles and rocket punch? You're more interesting than I thought, little doll. Asmodee chuckles. Kirby's still safely wrapped and lifted around by one of her tentacles. I wonder what else is inside that body of... She didn't get to finish her sentence as a large metal shield was bashed into her. This sudden attack tossed her and Kirby away like a rag doll. The latter finally freed from his mechanical bond and was free to wiggle around the ground. Hikari didn't give any chance for Asmodee to recover as he leaps towards the woman and tries to cut her down into 2 with a powerful strike. The latter, however, managed to stop herself by impaling one of her tentacles into the ground and blocked the power strike aimed at her with another. It hissed at the heated saber blade clash with the material of the mechanical limb. You're a naughty boy, hitting a woman like that, Asmodee mused by anything else. But you're strong. I like you. Should be fun destroying you. Not if I destroy you first. Ooh, how kinky. Come on then, big boy, show me what you've got. With pleasure. Suddenly, the sparks of electricity can be seen dancing around on his armor. Before Asmodee could even say anything, Hikari screamed out the name of his attack and echoed around the world. Thundaga! The sky roars and massive thunderbolts rain down on the knight's foe. Asmodee screams as she was struck by the lightning magic directly. She could feel everything in her body, inside and out, burn to a crisp, even with the suit absorbing most of the heat. As the thunder dies down, so too her body as she fell to the ground, her body burnt to crisp. Hikari grunted as he almost felt all of his energy leave his body. That spell was always a bit too much for me. He slowly turns towards his tied-up father, not too far away from his position. Knight let out a breath of relief in seeing the relatively safe condition of Kirby. Dad, thank God you're okay. You fool! Kagemoto's scream blares through the rooftop. She's not dead yet! Huh? Hikari didn't manage to Hikari's mind did not manage to comprehend what the Kunoichi had said before a familiar tentacle wrapped themselves around him and tightly like a snake. Ow! He tries to resist, but no energy would come to him. He could feel the strain from the tentacles and knew that without his armored suits, and his body would have been broken. Like a zombie rising from the dead, Asmodee slowly pushed her body up in an unnatural way. Wow, that actually really hurt, you know? It's really shocking how you use a tier 3 thunder spell to kill me like that. She chuckled. Too bad it's not enough to permanently kill me. Kagemoto sprinted towards her temporary ally. Karakuri, oh no you don't! The cyber Kunoichi was forced to backflip away from the remaining tentacles that Asmodee sent to attack her. She cursed as she does a lot of acrobatic moves to evade the fast-moving and agile mechanical limbs. Kirby, meanwhile, could only wiggle and let out a muffled scream at the sight. He didn't understand what the heck is going on, but whatever it was, seeing them all fighting and trying to kill each other, it somehow really made him sad, as if his heart was being torn apart. Someone needs to stop them before anyone else got hurt. Please, someone, anyone. I think that's enough. What? Asmodee flinched as a voice suddenly made itself known behind her. She tries to turn around and attack anyone stupid enough to sneak behind her, but the ambusher attacked first and grabbed a hold of her mask from behind, and somehow managed to forcibly pull off the mask. White hair, pink skin, and a single horn sprouting up from her forehead was the first thing that greeted all of them, from underneath the mask. Asmodee blinked once, twice, then let out an embarrassed eep as she went into the fetal position, covering her face with her hands and tentacles. And, kind of someone. It's a person with mechanical tentacles in a fetal position. That's the image is shown there. Even the one that was crushing Hikari. She should be harmless for now, the newcomer said while inhaling a cigarette from the mouth and slowly exhaling it. The tall man with blood-crimson hair and eyes, wearing a pair of red glasses and a white shirt underneath a fur black jacket. Black fur jacket. Thank you. Hikari slowly recovers himself from the standing position. The redhead let out a faint smile. I suppose, then, you can call me Kin. I'm the same as all of you. He motions towards Hikari, Kagemaru, and Asmodee. Then you're also an enemy. It's Kagemaru that said that, her eyes narrowed. Kin maintained his faint smile, but one could see the trace of amusement in his eyes. Perhaps, but before we start to attack each other, perhaps we should let our father know what's going on. All eyes landed on the still tied-up Kirby, who blinks at all the stairs. It's an hour later when Kirby's friends arrived at the Pug Inn. They've been searching around the whole VRC city when they noticed that once again, Kirby was gone. But when the said redhead called them all to meet with him in the pub, with a voice that was a mixture of shock and awe, and fear at the same time, they know they just had to find out. It's just, they never expected this all. None of this at all. Wait a freaking minute. So let me get this straight. Shadow takes a deep gulp from her beer and slams it on the table. These guys are from an alternate future. each one of your children with different women, and they're all here to make sure you choose their mother, so they'll be born? Kirby, who's been holding his pale face in his hands, slowly nodded. Yes. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what's the PG-13 friendly version of this. For Pete's sake, of course. Crap like this always happens to you. And Shadow moves her gaze towards her daughter, who's been staring at her with starry eyes. So what, you're mine? Yes, Honorable Mother, I am your flesh and blood, shaped of the darkness of Yomi itself. Right. As if I'd given up at this point. Shadow, as if given up at this point, just accepts it. What are you supposed to be, a ninja? Why, yes, of course. I'm a cyber kunoichi. That's cool. She's going to need a lot more booze now. As the two blueberries interact, Fruity is staring at her supposed son, still in his armor. Can you do magic? Yes, Mom. I'm quite well versed in magic and magitech devices. Though I'm a bit embarrassed to admit that I'm much more able mage than a knight. But I always wanted to be a knight in shining armor, like Dad. I always thought they're cool. Aww. Fruity hugs her larger son. Aren't you just a little sweetie pie? I'll be keeping you. As Fruity is beginning to pamper her son, BWC is staring at her supposed daughter with a raised eyebrow. I try to imagine what BWC's voice would be like, but I... You're sure you're mine? Yes, Mother. Esmody is sitting on one of the stools, still covering most of her body and face. I'm sorry for not being so confident. Without my mask, I just feel so embarrassed. Yeah. She let out a squeal when her mother suddenly pats her head. Mother? We're going to be working on that. Oh, and I'm blaming Kirby's blood for that shy side of you. Kin observes the scene from the sidelines, observing the calm before the storm. He chuckles and took out a cigarette from his pocket, put it to his mouth, and fished out his match to... A hand suddenly grabbed his cigarette and tossed it away. He raises an eyebrow. His red eyes were greeted by crystal red. Bad for your health. Her voice is serene and beautiful. Slowly she tiptoed to pat the much taller man, who accepts it without any resistance. Kin sighs, but a small smile breaks from his face. You know, I'm not a child anymore, Mother. Sorry, just seeing the voice, or seeing the name. Then returns it with her own. I know. Holy crap, Kirby. Zwei is staring at the scene in complete amusement. Didn't know you go around so much. Zwei, just leave me alone. The thought of his possible alternate children fighting against each other for the right to be born is bleak and mind-blowing as it is. Why does this always happen to him? And we're done. Yay!
Kirby Knight getting some Vin
Oh my
action.
God.
Getting some Jim action. He going places where no man ever been before. Going places that he never traversed before.
No, it's
fanfiction. His fingers be exploring, his mouth be moving, and his body be dancing. If you know what I mean, ladies and gents.
Oh my god.
So you have a harem now? Also, BWC, how dare you not tell me you had a daughter? Okay, I'm your father. You will respect my authority.
Also, I don't know how. Well, I mean, you know, to each their own. Also, Hikari is also a unisex name,
Okay, so
but that's kind of interesting.
confirmed.
Kind of interesting how Heraldy went with the
I'm gonna tell Fruity that you ain't not considering the possibility of having a relationship with Vin.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Cheating on your wife, how dare ya?
I feel like Harry knew the shit you were gonna be in when he wrote that fanfic down.
Read part 2. Someone's saying read part 2? Wait, there was a.
Oh my god, there's a part 2.
There's a
There's a
part
part
two.
two.
The fact that in every single one of Heraldy's fan
You have
fictions,
to read
Shadow's
it.
depicted as a
Oh.
drug whore.
Oh, there's a part 2. Oh.
read it.
Yeah,
Okay, you know what?
yeah.
I'll read the part
There's a
2.
part
I'll
two.
read the part 2, but let me just get some water. Let me get everyone's reaction. Let me look at the chat for just a moment. Okay,
Get some
let me.
tissues, get some new pants.
Intermission time.
Yeah, this is the intermission. This is the intermission right now.
Yeah, I'll entertain you while you're gone, don't worry. I'm the
Oh.
content, remember?
Jeez.
Oh my god.
Now that you think about it,
Just
that
a cute
fanfic
little
is
fox
also
boy,
an
don't worry.
alternate line.
You
That's
know,
it, but that
just thought
timeline
about
is
this.
also
Isn't
that
BWC
fanfic is
in
also
the
an
chat right
alternative timeline.
Yeah, BWC
Which
is
means
here.
the
My
timeline
daughter's
is within a
here.
timeline, with a timeline of you reading that timeline.
So is Shadow.
Ah. Oh.
Can you just break Kirby out of your mental fuckery?
Wait, where did
It's simple multiverse facts.
All right.
Is that my secret
I
Santa?
don't know. Maybe.
Come back in.
Yeah, you did go outside.
I just ran outside just for a brief moment. I didn't
you
get the second floor.
You get some,
I'm
you
gonna-
get some water, my
I'm
guy.
gonna get
Don't
some
worry,
water.
it's
I'm gonna
all
need some
for
water.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I turned it off and it just turns back on.
By the way, I'll be leaving soon, so
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Why?
There you
In
go.
around 15 minutes, you'll probably read the fanfic in the time. So if I leave in that time, you'll know why.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Never.
okay.
Never.
Yeah?
By the way, I always want to
Cosmo
actually make a
model.
big joke.
Oh,
Big
nice.
jokes because of the ribbon here.
I've downloaded it to my computer. I just need to do some work.
I was gonna
to it.
say,
I'm changing.
Here you have a present, Kirby. And I don't have
Oh,
you
yeah,
a
I've
present.
been
What
wanting
is
to do
present? I
that, but
said,
I have no
I am the
idea
present.
how to do anything, so I just
be
haven't.
bad
You have to
joke.
change the body
Just
texture color.
boy. All right, I'm gonna get in position.
Kind of figured. I
Just
just
get a
don't
quick
have any
drink.
textures to replace it with.
Oh my god.
Also, nice
Where's my
Chris
water?
model.
There's my water.
All right, so
It's also good.
while Kirby gets a nice
Nice.
little break. Well, now chat, you are in my hands. My name is Dr. Ender. Welcome to my first
Nice.
ever stream. Now we're gonna start off with a scale of relationships. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you think the ship Kirby and Ven would prosper? Oh boy.
Well, now Kirby has half of his viewers now.
And 19. I don't know if I have the potential for that because the thing is, like, my reading skill is only
Everyone's responding to me.
what?
He asked a question from 1 to 10. How does the shit between you and Ben would go down?
Yeah, I know.
And everybody said 10.
Oh my god.
10, 10, 53, 10.
Oh my god.
I'm so proud of your community. It's like they're turning into my own little baby.
So yeah, Shadow is like Shadow's not happy with the censorship that was going on.
I know.
Oh yeah, I'm sure Shadow's not happy with a lot of things, including have a daughter. I mean, he does use protection.
Shadow. Here's the thing: when you get on tomorrow, just say every line that he censored.
Shadow, I love you. You know I do.
But just real quick to respond, like my reading out loud abilities is kind of reliant on me getting sleep. I did not get enough sleep, I'd say. So
I was kind of laughing how you were saying Ken's name each time.
it was in all caps. It was in all caps. I had to do something with that, you know.
Yeah, he said it like it's like a fighting move. Get in the center wall.
You could probably save part 2 for like New Year's.
waiting
if you
for
wanted.
No. People were egging me on, and I said I was gonna. You know what? I was gonna read it after I just take a quick little break, get some water.
You're cutting out.
Oh,
I'm going to tell you this, Kirby, and
I said,
you butchered a lot of those names in Japanese. Like a lot.
Oh my god.
What were you saying?
it's. I was trying to like, yeah. It's just like when I'm like don't get enough sleep, I can't really like pronounce things properly enough.
That's
Well,
understandable.
nice
Everybody
episode.
has this issue.
Mm-hmm. By the
Cool
way,
episode.
Heidi, and Merry Christmas.
Oh yeah, that's right. She
By
wanna
the
fuck
way,
the ginger.
I forgot to say
Hey, look,
this.
I gotta be reading. Okay, hey, what?
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas,
He's reading his fan mail.
This
Sorry,
is
but he
not
has one
fan
that are
mail.
more important than
I
you.
still got more stuff to be reading. So, I was about to say something, but I already forgot. Yeah, I already forgot. Let me just. Oh yeah. It was towards Damon, but Damon's already. Oh no, there's Damon.
right
Put that mailbox away. I'm gonna read a thing. But yeah, Damon. People were egging me on, and I was just gonna take a quick little break. So, okay, where's the
It's
wall
not
at?
time for the reading to start yet, so I don't think it matters if I play the music.
No, I'm
Hey,
getting in
Andrew,
position. I'm
here's-
getting in position.
Do you need to check the results
Okay.
for your
Can
answers?
people not stand in front of me,
Because
please?
Huh?
Oh, I'm seeing white
here's the letters
lab
for all the-
coat
Oh.
in front of my
Guys,
face.
guys, I'm gonna start.
Slap ya.
I'm gonna get back to this. Oh, I need to find the position again. Camera.
Enter. Here's all the people that approve the Ven and Kirby ship.
Oh my god.
There you go.
Oh god.
Well, Kirby Harem confirmed. Just because of that fanfiction alone.
You really are behind on times, aren't you?
You know, I have a bad joke to
No,
make.
I actually caught up with the fanfiction.
So-
I'm not even talking about the fan fiction. I am not even talking about the fan fiction.
So,
Let's see. All right, so where's the?
Are you sure that if Kirby and Ven had a child, it wouldn't be
Oh shoot! I
the
gotta
Street
reset
Fighter
this thing.
character?
Whoops.
You know, Ken.
Oh wait, I actually have the cage.
I have to reset the position of my viewer just because I thought I was going to be stopping there, but nope. We keep going, I suppose. All right, so let's see.
By the way, I'm going, so goodbye, everyone. Hope you have a Merry Christmas.
Bye, Luna.
Merry Christmas.
See ya, Luna.
All right,
If
so
I don't see you, I hope you'll have a happy new year. But after that, you're on your own.
I'm trying to fix the position of my reading space. There we go. There, I think I'm looking at the screen. Yeah, I'm looking at the screen, sort of. Okay. All right. So
Yeah,
then.
good.
All right.
To quote
So
all
it's-
the children from all the Christmas stories, tell us another story, Kirby.
Yes, of course. So just make sure this one's called A Clash of Hope, right? That's the second part.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let us continue with this nice jolly trip, I suppose. Kirby Knight loves sleep. Very true. I do, in fact, love sleep. Despite what many would claim with him not sleeping when he's supposed to, he really, really loves sleep. That's why letting the Sandman take him to the land of dreams on his wide and comfy bed is one of the many pleasures he can still do amidst the chaos of VR City. Despite the fact that many people can and had kidnapped or attacked him without giving him any way to fight back, he still loves his sleep. So Kirby Knight, Fate's favorite plaything, falls deeper into his slumber in peace. at least until the door to his room was burst open. Kirby, get up, you lazy bum, before I get on with you and make Asmodee right here, right now. The familiar voice of BWC quickly putting his mind on high alert, and in the span of a second managed to pull Kirby back from the land of dreams into reality. I'm up! He quickly sits up, his eyes now wide and open in an alert state, just in case BWC actually decided to jump on the bed and actually do what she threatened him with if he didn't get up. Because she didn't sound like she was bluffing. BWC gives the barely. Hey, was that is that music local?
No, I think it just turns on after a while.
I think it turns on after a while.
Hold on, folks.
That or after a certain amount of people turn it off, it just turns on for you.
Okay, well, now I gotta figure out the right position here. Okay, there we go. I think this is it. Sorry, folks. All right, so
Good right there.
all right. BWC gives the barely dressed redhead a smirk. Shame. Could be a nice morning activity. Come on, breakfast is ready. Right. After this confirmation, BWC walks out of the room, leaving the redhead to himself. Wait, how did she get in here? He knows he locks the door. He always triple checks it. But then again, if BWC wants to go somewhere, almost nothing can stop her. So, he's too tired for this so early in the morning. Going to the toilet to relieve himself and do some morning ritual like face washing, teeth brushing, Kirby gets himself a decent, comfy, casual clothing and walks out of his room to where the kitchen is located. He expects lots of things if BOC, of all people, broke inside his house to wake him up so early in the morning. But what he did not expect is an intimidating pink-haired man in a black biker leather jacket, pants, large metal buckles, and black sunglasses covering his eyes. And in this image is there's a cool looking dude there with some kind of similar description, holding a box of Pocky in his hands. Gah! Kirby jumps back in instinct at the sudden intimidating presence in front of him. Who are you? The person seems to be confused for a second before a realization came to him. It's me, Dad. Hikari. Oh wait. No wait, that's the wrong voice. It's me, Dad. It's Hikari. Hikari. The name rings inside his head as yesterday's events played out all over again at a very high speed. You're mine and Fruity's son. He remembers the son never taking off his armor once before. So this is him without armor? He's buff and taller than him. And why do you look like you're part of a biker gang? Kirby just can't help asking that. Do you like it? Instead of finding the question offensive or anything like that, he kind of just looks excited. A friend of mine said that this outfit makes me look cool, and it goes along with the safety regulation too. Kirby blinks, then his eyes landed on the other group of people sitting across the dining table. Fruity, Shadow, BWC, Ven, Asmodee. Her face is weirdly covered by a classic paper lunch bag with 2 holes for her eyes and another one for her horn. Kagemaru and Kiin are sitting neatly and staring at the interaction with mixed emotions. Then his attention goes to the delicious food spread evenly on the table. It smells inviting the redheaded's empty stomach. All right, hey Dad, I made us all some breakfast. Come join us. Oh, sure. All the foods look delicious, and they're still warm, too. Pancakes, waffles, eggs, bacon, toast. It's a full set here. And from the way most of the occupants eyeing the foods, they too can't wait to dig in. Not wasting any more time, Kirby takes his seat among his guests, ready to start the day with a warm, delicious breakfast. VR City is a crowded place, full of a weird mixture of order, chaos, and everything salty and sweet. It's a city of possibility, success, or certain death, where dreams can come true or fail in the darkest pit of despair. It's a city of wonder and culture mixed with strife. It's also here where Kirby Knight spends his Sunday walking with his possible children from the future and their mothers, with some not so helpful friends observing from not far from the main group. Kirby had to pause and turn around staring at Nova, Sora, and Zwei, who looked amused and curious. Why are you guys here? What do you mean, why? Sora made a mock surprised look. This is a gold mine just waiting to be found. Zwei and Nova nod their heads, completely agreeing with him. The redhead stared at his friends with a deadpan look. Don't you guys have anything better to do? No. Maybe. I do, but who cares? Yeah, Kirby shouldn't be surprised at this point. But before he can retort to his friends' answer, a hand on his shoulder stopped him. Honorable Father, it's Kagemaru. The greater demon inside me is in need of a sacrifice in the form of sweets. Would you accompany me in our most cursed quest? What? She wants to eat some dessert, Shadow translated for him. There's a great crepe place around here, from the sound of it. Even Shadow wants something sweet. Also, Kagemaru fished out a piece of paper and showed it to her father. We've discussed it last night and decided to make this father, mother, child quality time schedule. She sounds really proud of it. Blessed by the shadow and darkness itself, I have the first slot of the day. You just won that from a dumb rock, paper, scissor. Asmodee mutters under her breath, still wearing the paper bag lunchbox on her head. Wait, schedule? When did you all... No, wait, do I get a say in this? Kagemaru ignored the foolish question like a good daughter she is and began dragging Kirby Knight, reminding the redhead that she was, in fact, a cyber ninja. Then why do all that if I'm going to help my daughter with her self-esteem? Did I read that right? Then while all of you do that, I'm going to help my daughter with her self-esteem. PwC grabs her daughter's hand and begins heading towards the entertainment district. And what better way than asking out a total stranger? Oh, Mom, I can already ask out strangers. Just give me my mask. No, I'm not letting my daughter depend on that mask for too much. But Mom, and you, young man. And you, young man, need a new outfit. Fruity glares at her son, who shrinks despite his stature. But this is cool. I know, but you need something more. Oh, come on, we're going shopping. As after Fruity had dragged Hikari away, that Kirby noticed Ken and Ven, I get it. Ken and Ven had disappeared without anyone noticing. The onlookers, still amused, decided to maintain their distance and follow along with Kirby's group. It's a peaceful day in VR City. Let's see. You all know what to do, right? 3 people stood on top of the building overlooking the city, but their eyes remain gazing on the future children as they split up. Of course, it's pretty simple, really. One of the 3 responded, her voice quirky and energetic. Yes, I understand. One of the others acknowledged, her voice is cold, polite, but full of confidence. We will try our best. We will try our best. I guess that works. The last of the 3, the one who asked the question, chuckled. Great. Now remember, do it quick and efficient. The last thing we need, the last thing we want as he got the attention of that damn redhead on us in such a crucial moment. Yeah, we got it. The energetic one sighs. I'm not complaining, but isn't it more efficient to be attacking him directly and risk being hunted by all of them? No. We need to make sure anyone from the future is taken care of first. Stop asking questions, Em. We have our orders. Sheesh, all right, Miss Fancy Pants. Who put your panty in a twist? Two out of the three figures slowly walked out from the edge of the roof, leaving the last one observing the bustling city with a hum. What a peaceful day. Too bad it's going to be over soon. He fishes out a bright green gem out of his pocket and raises it to the sky. The gem suddenly glows brightly, and dark clouds suddenly begin covering the bright, peaceful sky. The dark clouds gather around and spun around like a tornado in the sky. It's then that a loud roar split the sky, and the peaceful day of VR City is over. Sometimes it's the simplest thing that's a pleasure in life. Sitting at a park bench, eating crepes, with your possible future parent. Kagemaru happily munches on her sweets. Her brain reminds her of the sweet taste of the treat that her mom used to buy for her. Back when everything... A loud roar split the peaceful moment as her body went rigid. This roar, it's... No. The cyborg ninja drops her crepes on the ground and slowly stood up. Her eyes stare at the gathering of dark clouds in the middle of the city. No. Fear began to envelop her mind as after visions suddenly began playing out. Visions of her past, of her mistake. The hell is that? Shadow also stood, following along with Kirby as they noticed the clouds. Something seems to come out of the middle of spiraling clouds, shooting down the middle of the city. As the ground shook, another grim roar exploded, sending chills to everybody that heard it. We need to help every civilian. We need to help all the civilians. Kirby suddenly yelled out. Whatever it is, it can't be good. All right, Shadow agrees. Let's go. No! Kagemaru's scream seemed to surprise both of them. The girl looks terrified, and there are tears threatening to roll down her cheek. What? Kagemaru suddenly hugs Shadow tightly. She opens her mouth to continue her question, but the sobbing of the girl stopped her. Please don't. Kagemaru sobs. Her demeanor is now meek and weak. I don't want either of you to die. Please. They both stare at the weeping girl. Mixed emotions swirl around their head. Shadow sighs and pats the head of the girl gently. Sheesh. You think your mom's that weak? Hell no. She's gonna kick the ass of whatever is that thing, she continued. I'll be back, I promise. The grumpy blueberry smirks proudly. The child of the future looked towards her mother. She opens her mouth to complain, but stops when she saw the smirk. She closes her eyes. Her body shivers with strong emotion, but finally she relents and lets Shadow go. She winces when Kirby also gives the girl a head pat to comfort her. We'll be back, Kirby assured her, and the girl nodded. So stay here until then. Even then, you can see how scared Kagemaru was. The girl nodded again, as Kirby and Shadow took off running towards the commotion. Now explosions and buildings being torn down can be heard coming from the center of the city. Kagemaru watches her future parent going, the back of their form slowly disappearing from sight. A memory of Shadow telling her to stay and hide suddenly flashes again in her mind. She wanted to stop them, to keep them from going into danger, the same danger they had gone through. She wanted to keep them safe. She doesn't want to experience being alone again. She just wanted them to be happy. Wow, that's really heart-wrenching. I almost cried. The Kunoichi jumped when a voice suddenly spoke. She turns around to see the owner of the voice. A flash of black. Kagemaru barely managed to follow and process what was going on until she noticed there's a large black scythe cutting deep into her stomach. Her right hand was gone, now only a lump of electronics and cables. Uh, uh. The assailant throws her into the park bench where she and her parents had just eaten crepes a moment ago, destroying the public property upon impact. She lays on the ground amidst the rubble, barely moving. Listen, no hard feelings, okay? The assailant sighs. At the very least, I'll tell you my name so you can haunt me or something. It's fine, I can take it. Kagemaru's eyes barely registered the attacker. A lavender-haired girl wearing a black uniform, carrying a dark scythe. You can call me Minnie. Nice to meet you. She then smiled apologetically. And goodbye. The scythe wheeler slowly walks away, leaving the broken girl by herself. Kagemaru tries to move, but she can't. The core of her body was hit. Electricity supporting her movements are not functioning. Mom, my dad. The bar was frozen solid. Cold air surrounds the establishment. Asmodee's kneeling on the floor, holding her frozen left arm. The bag that's covering her face is gone, and small fresh wounds can be seen marking her face. Some of her tentacles are stabbed to the frozen ground, while some are poised to strike at the person behind all of this. You. It's a pleasure to meet you, daughter of BWC. A woman with long pale hair and fancy fur, light blue robes with elegant designs stood at the door. I am Nashi Eli Devluke, and you will be my play toy. Her tone is cold, but polite, despite what she's saying. Sorry, this kind of broke me for a moment. I wasn't expecting Momo to just suddenly be mentioned here. Or referenced. Anyways. Why don't you just screw yourself? How quaint. Hikari grunted, holding the bleeding wound from his side. Why? His opponent smirked. What's wrong? You seem kind of weak without that Magitech armor you love to wear. It's a male with short black hair and a pair of dark eyes, wearing a dark fur coat and a pair of jeans. He's holding a simple, non-descriptive pistol that can be commonly found. Why can't I summon my armor? Or cast magic? The attacker nodded. Really, any magic around here won't work. Try it. Go on. Hikari let out a battle cry as he charged, but his enemy just shot him in the leg to make him fall to the ground in pain. The black-haired male sighs. I thought you mages will realize when a magic jammer is running around here. He looks around the now empty mall. People already evacuated. I mean, you evacuating all those poor people gave me enough time to set this up. You goody two-shoes are so easy to predict. It's almost sad. You bastard, who the hell are you? Hikari said, gritting his teeth. Oh, right, I haven't introduced myself. The male crouched down, stared at Hikari with a mocking look. I'm clone designation 00R1 of the series Krieg units, Strife units. 00R1KU for short. But I suppose you can call me Riku. He then scratches his chin. Well, to make this more interesting, how about I tell you something good? I'm in fact the clone child of Kirby Knight and Soriichi. He then mockingly smiled at the down-featured child. Nice to meet you, brother. The gears of fate are turning, and the battle of the fate for the future past has begun. To be continued. Okay.
Done. Done.
Oh, damn.
Zenit got it again!
Oh my god.
My boss, he's in this
Oh boy. That was a thing, I guess.
Yo, man, I'm just glad you weren't looking at the cloaked figures standing menacingly behind you.
That was a thing, I guess.
Christmas carolers, Kirby. Just Christmas
Yeah, we're
carolers.
Just Christmas carolers,
the
okay,
Christmas
okay.
carolers of the-
What the fuck?
Wait, who had the other cloaked figure so I can change back?
Yeah. I mean,
BWC.
Yeah,
Let's just have a whole, while he's gone, let's just get everybody together in the cloaked form.
Oh yeah, he's gone again. Okay, let's talk about ships. All right, so that Vin X Curry ship. Oh shit.
No. I had to move my my chat back into my hand. That was
Excuse me, Kirby. We're here to talk about your taxes.
What's that?
We're here to talk about your taxes. We know you've been underpaying.
Hello?
He's
We're
not
with the
Yoshi.
IRS. We're here to take you in.
He's not Yoshi though. He's been keeping up.
Fucking.
Welcome back, Zwei, by the way. You returned at a very interesting time, I suppose.
Tormented back here.
Okay.
Hey, Zwy.
I thought I could have. It's like, okay, I'll probably come in desktop mode, draw some peaceful pictures and something like that.
Uh-huh.
No, Heraldy, what the fuck?
Is this a public world avatar?
He's not even here.
Yeah, he's not even here.
Even if he's not even here, what the fuck?
Oh my god.
Listen, man, listen. Welcome. This is gonna be an RP thing eventually.
I need to make a marker of this. Oh my god.
Okay, because the thing is that this hairstyle is like almost exactly what my